features with Livingston and Tangela too, and our host Vincent Van Dahl, and he brings it to ya. Creature features and all creatures and all features, and the creature gonna get you tonight. You better not turn out your bedroom light. He'll grab your head and give it such a bite. You may even die, just from a fright. You ain't nothing gonna be, baby. You ain't nothing gonna be alright. Cause the creature gonna get you, baby. Don't get you tonight.
Livingston,
Yes.
what is the most successful restaurant here in the colonies?
I would assume either Taco Bell or Starbucks.
Taco Bell yields only $12 billion American dollars per year, putting it at number 4. Starbucks is primarily a caffeine depot that would hardly constitute a proper food dispensary. However, McDonald's eclipses every other restaurant with annual sales of $46 billion per year. That's almost 37 billion quid sterling at the current exchange rate. And the spokesman and brand ambassador for this most successful company happens to be
Chris Kempinski, Chief Executive Officer since 2019.
wrong. His name is Ronald McDonald, you silly man, and he'll be joining us here tonight. Welcome to Creature Features. I'm your host, Vincent. With me is my lovely and cunning housemate, the gloriously coy and potentially venomous Miss Tangela. And over to this side would be Livingston, who manages the staff here in the household so that I am not compelled to do so myself. And do we have a fantabulous night of entertainment in store just for you? First, our film. Tonight we shall present the 1973 epic, The Horror at 37,000 Feet, starring William Shatner, Chuck Connors, Roy Thinnis, Buddy Ebsen, and many more. This star-studded blockbuster combines elements of the hijack movies so popular in the 70s with the demon possession fad also so prevalent in that age. Yes, I shall tell them. It also stars Russell Johnson, a.k.a. the Professor on Gilligan's Island, though his character in this film will not be fashioning parachutes out of raincoats and tree sap in this particular tale. In any case, it is a most entertaining film that you'll either completely love or utterly hate, but we think it'll be the former. Guest-wise, we'll be joined by Squire Fridel. He's an actor and has a long and storied career spanning over 40 years and has participated in over 3,400 television adverts. And yes, he even portrayed the famous clown Ronald McDonald from 1984 to 1981. He'll tell us tales about his time in front of the camera, how he finally captured the Hamburglar, and how he moved from that business to opening a winery. So don't go away, for it is to be another night of Mac Horror with a side of fright, right here on Creature Features. Oh, that's so lovely. Stay tuned. So, Squire, did you know that at 9:30 p.m. on CBS Channel 5, it's going to be Danny Kaye and Sandy Duncan doing Pinocchio?
I think you're reading an old TV guide, isn't that true?
No, it says right here, tonight on channels 5, 10, and 46. No, this sounds wonderful. It sounds more wonderful than our show. So if you tune in to our show, I think you should go. It's even got Flip Wilson.
There you go.
Remember him?
Yes, very well.
I thought he was dead, but no, I guess he's not. Anyways, welcome to the show. It's going to be a wonderful night. You know why? Because we've got Squire Fridel. Is that right? Fridel.
That's it.
And this is a man of many faces. I mean, you've done things that, you can talk about, and maybe a few things that you cannot talk about. But one of the things you did do was Ronald McDonald.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. From 1984 to 1991.
Yes, 7 years.
7 years. Was this
Just long enough to move up to Northern California.
Was this a full-time gig?
It was full-time along with the other gigs that I did, mostly Toyota. I was their spokesman for 29 years. So think of me with dark hair, tight skin, and a tuxedo jumping in the air for the Toyota-thon all those years. That was me.
And you would jump every year for the Toyota-thon.
Yeah, and many other commercials, most Procter & Gamble products.
I have not yet celebrated Toyota-thon. Is it coming up soon?
I don't know. I don't do it anymore.
That would be nice. And, well, hey, do you drive a Toyota?
I drove one out here, yes. I got,
Oh, nice.
I got birds attack me the entire way. I don't know why.
Oh, you know, we've got an issue with birds up here. I don't know why. No, it's just they don't like people is all
That's
I can
it.
gather.
Or
But,
Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren, you know, I've heard about her. She's what's-her-face's mother, is she not?
Yes.
What's her name? I don't know. Some woman. She's a mother. Anyways, we're going to talk to you tonight about your acting career. We're going to watch The Horror at 37,000 Feet. Have you seen this?
36,000 feet.
36.
Isn't it?
No, it's 37.
I think it was a different film. I don't know.
Oh, you saw that
I don't
one?
know. I don't know.
No. This one's a better.
I have to
one.
watch your credits again.
It's a little higher, right. So William Shatner's in this film.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, that's a big deal. You know why? Because this was during the time when he was no longer Captain Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was before he became T.J. Hooker. So he did this gig, and it's a pretty good movie.
Pretty successful career.
No, well, after this, he was in limbo during this time.
Yeah.
He did a whole series. You know, he did an entire film in Esperanto.
Really?
It's a true story.
Didn't know that.
No, he did an entire film in Esperanto. But, you know, I was going to ask you, Squire, how'd you get such a moniker?
I didn't choose it. I was born, my parents named me Squire. My father was Squire, my grandfather was Squire. His father was a sheriff in Kansas. They called him the town squire. He was an
So
illiterate
that's where it
German,
started.
and that's where it started.
So you're the third.
Number
That's it.
3.
You should know. You should put that on all your cards. Squire Fridel the third. So, that's an interesting name. You know, I looked it up. It is technically someone who assists a knight, right? Mm-hmm. A squire. But
And
if
here I
you
am assisting the knight.
the
There
Prince
you
of
go.
Darkness, right? No. But if Squire is in English, I wonder if it's Esquire in Spain.
I don't know. I don't know.
Who knows? It's
It was a nickname for the town sheriff in the old days. That's why they called him the town squire.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like crier.
Sounds like crier. That's me
Right,
too.
The town crier.
On
I
cue.
don't see you crying.
On
Anyways,
cue.
we got many things to discuss with you, but first we got to start this film. So we're going to come back after the break, and then we're going to catch up with you. We're going to catch up with you, and then I'm just going to sit here and make faces at the camera.
Can I get some popcorn, please? Popcorn, a soda?
Livingston will do it. See you soon. Tell me, Squire Fridel, famous actor, would you get on a plane with an 11,000-pound Druid altar inside?
It'd be difficult to get on a plane with a druid anyway because they're all gone. But that's all. It's probably
But
one
no,
of the
no.
rocks from Stonehenge.
Stonehenge,
Probably-
exactly.
Yeah, that's
No.
where the druids built.
They used to build things very.
How did they load it on the plane? That's a tough one.
You know, I think you know they leave that information.
That's not
out.
carry-on
No.
luggage. No.
I can imagine that plane that has the rear end that opens up would be much more accommodating to something like this. But no, it's a commercial flight, so who knows? Anyways, William Shatner's in charge, so we're going to find out what really happens. In any case, you know, I was looking at your resume, and you were in Village of the Damned.
Yeah, it's John Carpenter up here. We shot it up here.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Nicasio.
Nicasio, I
That's
think.
not far from here at all. That's like 14 miles.
No.
from
And
here.
it was fun because I got to play a rough and burly sheriff. I usually was cast in the old days when I used to work a lot. This was sort of the tail end of my acting career that I was asked to do it. because I'd worked with his wife, I think, somewhere along the line. And so I got to play the rough and burly sheriff. But the reason I took the role is because I got to get machine gunned at the end. And for a white bread actor, I never get to play villains or cowboys or anything like that. Always doctors and lawyers and things like that. I got to get machine gunned as the sheriff. And it was great because I was in we were there all night long shooting. It was a night shoot. And the guy that was rigging me, the effects guy, for all of the shots, because they put these little plates on you, squibs, with blood, which is actually chocolate syrup. And I went in and I said, he was hooking up all of these squibs to me with electric wires coming out. So when I jump out of my patrol car, I hold up my gun and I said, hold it right there, or some miraculous line. And all of a sudden, I just get machine gunned. So I said to him, where do I get shot first? Thinking,
good question,
method actor,
right?
That if I get shot in this shoulder, I go like that, and then like this. And
no, you need to know.
And he looked at me and he said, what? And I said, thought maybe he didn't speak English. Where do I get shot first?
Right.
And he said, it doesn't. And all of a sudden I hear, where's that? Squire Fridel on the set. So I run out, and we don't have time to rehearse this because they're running behind, and the people in Nicasio are upset because the lights are on all night long. And I said to John Carpenter, I said, where do you think I get shot first? And he said, just get in the car, because they're running behind, and then race down, jump out of the car, pull out your gun, say your line, and then we'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, that was a legitimate question, because if you're going to do I'm being shot by a machine gun dance.
There you go.
You know, there's certain moves that.
So in reality, I get in my car. There's no time to rehearse. I do it. I hit my marks. I'm good at that. I jump out of the car. I yell my line because I'm good at that. I pull out my gun. And all of a sudden, my chest explodes. They all went off at the same time.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm thrown back about 6 feet, and I'm lying on my back, dazed, because that hurts. And the guy that was hooking up all the stuff was standing over him when I opened my eyes, and he said, you see what I mean? It really didn't make any difference.
Goodness, that's incredible.
That's the only time I've been shot on camera. So
So how did the scene look? I have not seen this movie in ages.
I don't remember.
All right, I'm going to watch it tonight. All right, well, what do you say we get back to this film, and then when we come back, we're going to find out some more of your sordid tales.
No more gun episodes.
All right, off we go to the horror at 37,000 feet. We'll be back after the break.
This is Livingston, and you're watching Creature Features. Not now. Stay tuned. This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Welcome back to the show. Mr. Fridel was asked to step away for a moment, but for a good reason. Look what we've got. It's Fang.
A dog with a wig.
No, he is Ronald McDonald.
Oh dear.
No, and he dispenses tiny hamburgers.
To whom?
To whoever wants a tiny hamburger. Isn't he glorious?
And how does he go about that?
Oh my goodness. He has to question everything. Just enjoy it. The dog did Halloween for us tonight. Anyways, we're going to do some mail because it's sent to us, and if we don't read it, it's silly, right?
Quite.
All right. How about some mail, Mr. Livingston?
Wichita Falls, Texas.
Wichita Falls, Texas. That sounds like a nice place. Kelly Span? Do you think it's a guy Kelly or a girl Kelly?
We'll find out.
It's very nice handwriting.
So I would say a woman.
Right, but you never know. Hello, Vincent, Tangella, and Mr. Livingston. I just found your show a few months ago, and I'm absolutely obsessed and addicted to the show. Well, that's not good.
No.
No, I mean, she should be addicted to something like socks.
I think it's hyperbole.
No. But this could be terrible. I mean, what if she does nothing else? Listen to this. I watch 2 to 3 shows a night. I subscribed immediately because Mr. Livingston said he would be very disappointed in me if I didn't. You know, this is all your fault.
Evidently.
It's always his fault for some reason. I didn't want that. I love your viewer mail segment, and your intros are the best. Love your hand gesture when you say stay tuned. Do I do a hand gesture when I say stay tuned?
And how?
Well, I mean, I suppose I could not do stay tuned and just do the hand gesture, right?
Be yourself.
All right. Love your guests, whether you have them or not. My favorite movies are from the 50s through the 70s, good or bad. I used to watch Svengoolie because it's the only show that shows old movies like this on TV. Your show is all I watch now. Thanks to you and your crew for bringing fun and enjoyment back to us all. A fan for life, Kelly Span, Wichita Falls. That's wonderful. No, I think it's okay that this person is addicted to our show.
Could be worse.
I mean, they could be addicted to spaghetti or something like that. And that's not very healthy, right?
No.
Next up, Mr. Livingston. How's the doggy doing? He looks tired.
This appears to be from Texas as well.
Texas as well. You know, we've got a lot of views. It's a postcard, and it shows a barbecue. I'll put a big one up. And this is from Bill. And the place is called The Gas Station in Bastrop, Texas. And he goes, I've been watching since the public domain days. When was that?
I have no idea.
Neither do I. I enjoy how much you've grown and how the selection of movies have grown. I may be the only one, but I think the made-for-TV movies are great. Thank you, Bill. So you're absolutely right. Tonight's is a made-for-TV movie as well, right?
I believe so.
Right, no, so it's true. I mean, and I think why they did this is because there was a lot of actors that were out of work. They couldn't get in a movie, but they put them on TV movies, and there you go. I don't know. I'm not a pro in these things. I think you should be, but you're not at the moment, right?
I'm researching this.
All right, next up. Oh, a big package.
This is from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, and this is from Design Revolution.
I think there's a letter inside.
I would hope there's a letter inside because this is a large, this looks nice. All right, let's read this. And I think I'm going to play Vanna White tonight because you've got a dog. Look at how sad his face. I don't think he wants to portray Ronald McDonald anymore.
I don't think he cares for the wig.
Oh, some people don't care for the wig.
I don't either.
All right, so this is from El Gato Gomez. What a wonderful name.
The cat.
El Gato Gomez. Right? And I assume it's a guy, El Gato. What would
the cat.
Be? Right, but if it was a female cat, it would be something else, right?
El Gata.
El Gata, see? There you go. Dear Vincent, Livingston, and Tangella, I'm an artist based in Pittsburgh, and I have a deep affection for all things creepy and kitschy. I love watching your show on YouTube while I work. The movies are fun, and your guests are always interesting and weird. Well, I will say Squire is interesting. I'm not entirely sure he's weird, though. He hasn't done anything weird yet, right?
Not yet.
Maybe we'll get lucky. And thanks so much for keeping the tradition of horror hosting alive. I'm sending you a print of a painting I did to honor your show. It is based on vintage movie monster model kits. It is from a series I am working on about horror hosts and spooky movies past and present. Much love and spookiness, El Gato Gomez. And that's his email. Wonderful. All right, let's take a look what he made. This looks interesting. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. This is fantastic. Look at this.
Impressive.
Isn't that great? Look at this. Isn't that nice? So we'll put a big one up, but here it is with reflections. And it is Tangella sitting in a chair watching the TV while you and I are in portraits. Well, that's interesting. And there's a pink octopi.
Of course.
It's very nice. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Elgato, and we hope things are going well in Pittsburgh. And is that it for mail?
That's it.
All right, well, if you'd like to send us a letter of your own or a package, visit hellocreaturefeatures.com, and that'll have all the instructions for you to send us a postal message or a email message, or if you'd like to transfer large sums of cash to our facility, that works as well. We'll be back soon after the next break, but first let's get back to the horror of 37,000 feet. So, Squire, you have a fantastic head of hair. You know, I have a suggestion. If you got it colored dark like mine.
I did for a long time,
You
actually.
did?
Yeah.
No, you could.
Doing
you could,
Toyota for 29 years, you always had to look the same.
but you could fill in for me here.
This is a good point. I'm ready.
Right?
I'm
No,
ready.
you could interview these people, and I can.
Still got my SAG card. We're okay to go.
Oh, you don't need that. Yeah, we're low budget. We're low budget. Anyways, welcome back to the show. We are watching the horror at 37,000 feet.
Frightening.
It is
Frightening.
absolutely frightening.
Frightening
With
film.
Squire Fridel and the elephant in the room. You were Ronald McDonald.
I was the second Ronald McDonald. My predecessor was a fellow named King Moody.
King Moody.
Yeah, he was in Get Smart, the series. He was one of the chaos agents. He was a comedy actor.
So he did it first, and then you came in and
then I
did
came
it
in.
better, I assume.
No, I looked a lot like him, but I
Oh,
was
is that why?
younger. He'd done it for a long time.
Oh, all right.
And the great thing about McDonald's, if I can digress, is that I was working a lot, and we lived on the beach in Southern California. My wife and I had a little baby, and I got home from doing a job one day watching the sun go down over Catalina Island. LA smog makes beautiful sunsets. Looked down on the beach, and there were a bunch of 14-year-old kids having a good time, but they were smoking dope and drinking beer and being a little rowdy. I looked at my wife and thought that maybe this wasn't the best place to raise a little baby girl on the beach. And so I thought maybe we can move. It's a long story, and I won't go into it, but my dad lived up in Santa Rosa, and we would always come up and visit him and go wine tasting. I didn't know much about wine, but I liked it a lot, so did my wife. And lo and behold, during a visit, we bumped into 26 acres in the middle of nowhere in Glen Ellen. Walked around, got poison oak and ticks, and thought, this is cool, let's get it. So we got it.
Wow.
Started to build a cottage, lived there for a year where the big house was being built.
Right.
But in order to do that, during construction of the cottage, we went back down south, and I woke up bolt upright in the middle of the night, awakened my wife and said, what are we doing? I can't move. I'm an actor. There's only 2 places in the United States I can live and really make a good living, and one of them isn't Glen Ellen, California. What can I do? I thought, well, I'm really good at doing TV commercials. I've done more than, I think, anybody else. 3,400 on-camera television commercials.
I've seen every single one of them.
I have seen every one. I was in every one. And I had a contract with Toyota, which lasted 29 years, but I didn't know it was going to last that long. So I thought if I can get one more commercial product, maybe we can make this thing last, but it has to be a contract. I figured 7 years, I could get over the hump. And so I auditioned for everything. Became Procter & Gamble products, almost every product you can name.
My goodness.
And then lo and behold, the guy who was the original Ronald McDonald was retiring. So I, along with 4,000 other guys in New York, Chicago, and LA auditioned, I got the job. So the day that I signed the contract is the day we put our house on the market and physically began to move up.
So
Nature
were you
supported
able to
us
do
quite
that
well.
up here?
Yes, I traveled. I just traveled
would
down
just
to,
go down to
mostly
LA?
down to LA.
Okay.
They shot at Raleigh Studios down in LA.
Right. Incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right. I want to hear more about this story, but we're going to get back to this film because this was William Shatner's worst film.
That's what he said.
No, that's what his
I
fans
liked
said.
it a lot. I
No,
think
that's
this
what
is
his
a good
fans
film.
said. So I want to see what part makes it the worst. Anyways, you stick around, and you guys, we're going to get back to the film. Don't go away. We'll be back soon. Bye.
Hi, Vincent. My name is Belinda, and I discovered your show last night looking at The Night Stalker. The Night Stalker was one of my favorite shows when I was a child. I just love your show already. I look forward to looking at it more. So thank you and have a great day.
Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, you're silly, but you've been missing our conversation with this bloke, which happens to be sitting right here. This is the classic Ronald McDonald.
It was.
And this, you tell me, is your little girl.
That was our daughter. We have one child, and she was about 4 years old. She'd seen me on TV, of course. I was the only Ronald. People
Right.
often mistake, are there many Ronalds? There was one Ronald on TV. There were 150 of them around the United States that did all the store openings and the hospitals and
Right,
things like
of
that.
course.
I just did the TV ads.
Those were stunt doubles.
No, they were clowns. They were really clowns. I wasn't a clown. I could just hit my marks, and I could sing a little bit.
So
and
did you do a different voice?
No, still my voice. Good time, great taste, that's why this is our place. The good time, great taste of McDonald's. I used to do it in Spanish. Cantaré una canción y aparecerán los famosos McDonald's Fry Guys. Bailan rock and roll y todos en español. I have no idea what I said.
Being Ronald McDonald is a complicated business, is it not? This is
Multilingual.
fantastic. So I have to ask, the other characters, you had the Hamburglar and Grimace.
A fellow named Frankie Delfino
Was the Hamburglar.
was a hamburger.
He sounds like a mobster.
He was a little tiny fella, but he was just a delight.
Right.
He was in his 70s when he played that character. It was not his
No.
voice.
70s?
70s.
In a costume like that?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem
Great tolerance level. I remember we had some people come on the set, and of course I could never take my wig off. That would destroy the illusion,
Right.
even for guests. But someone came on, and I introduced them to Frankie, and he had his hat off, because his head, and I said, "This is Frankie Delfino," and Frankie, "Hi!" He had his funny little voice, and I say, "You know, Frankie was in The Wizard of Oz."
Oh, my goodness.
And Frankie would go, "Oh yeah, what?" And I'd say the silent version, and Frankie,
God damn it, God, Squire, you can't do that.
Oh,
he
my
chased me
goodness.
around. He was a frenetic little fella.
Oh,
but he
that's
was just a
hilarious.
delight.
And he was an actual
He
tiny
was a
person.
small person, yeah.
Right.
I don't know what you can call him
incredible.
these days.
So the bird, there was some kind of bird.
Birdie,
creature.
that was a gal named Patty Maloney. We still
Right.
correspond. She lives in Florida,
Right.
and she was a delight. They introduced that character while I
So
was doing
was
Ronald.
this orchestrated by like Hanna-Barbera or like Jim
No,
Henson?
it
I
was
mean,
all
who put together
orchestrated by the
whole-
ad agency. I never really worked for McDonald's. I worked for Leo Burnett, which was the ad agency. And that's who you're in contact with when you do commercials.
Right, but the actual production itself looks like a Hanna-Barbera.
Well, it's that same sort of cartoon feel.
Right,
They had a stage at Raleigh Studios where they would, it was a McDonald's stage, and they would simply redo if it was McDonald Land. We rarely shot real commercials in a
right.
store, but they had a mock store up in the City of Industry if I had to do that.
And so how often would you be doing these commercials?
Maybe once a month I would fly down and shoot a few of them.
How fun.
Yeah, most of the traveling was for Toyota. That was the big one.
Right.
And I was all over the country for 29 years.
And just for jumping up in the air?
Not just jumping up in the air, talking. It was a
Oh, so you
spokesman.
do the pitch as well?
It was a spokesman, yeah.
Right. Oh, wonderful. Well, it's a nice car.
Yeah.
You're a nice man for a nice car. Anyways, I'm going to signal we got to get back to this film, but when we come back, I want to talk about this book of yours.
Okay.
You wrote this
Okay.
book on acting. I want to hear more.
Let's get back to the film.
Back to
I'm
the
enjoying
film.
this.
It's getting
I
rather
think I did
deadly.
the voice in one of the screams in here.
That would
The
be
size in the screams, it could be. You never know. It sounded like me.
Well, maybe we'll
Hopefully
watch.
there's be
Maybe we'll hear it
be a
as we
residual
watch.
somewhere along.
All right, here we go. Right back to the horror at 37,000 feet. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Hello, this is Mr. Livingston. It would appear I have been tasked with requesting you to help our show financially by visiting our Patreon page. Your generosity will help us keep Creature Features on the air. With only a few dollars a month from you, your kindness will allow us to continue creating new entertainment for your viewing pleasure each and every week. And if you have the desire to give more, you might even receive a gift from Tangela. I think not. Please visit the website below to learn more. Thank you.
You punch like a girl. You know, William Shatner in this film reminds me of his Twilight Zone episode when he was looking out the window at the gremlin.
Yeah, that's
breaking
what
up the plane.
occurred to me too.
But now he's dealing with Satan himself.
I love that.
Right. Yeah. Ooh, that's what it's like flying nowadays. Commercial?
It is.
No, it's like you're flying on Satan air.
Yeah.
Right. And these demons are serving you like.
Yeah, they're the TSA people.
Right.
Those are the demons.
Acting in television commercials for fun and profit.
It was the first book written on acting in television commercials specifically.
Written by this bloke.
I have a master's in theater. That came out, I wrote that in 1980. That was when it was first published by Random House.
40 what? 40
It's in fourth edition and
My goodness.
anyone of a number of printings, but 100,000 copies sold. So buy a copy, I make 26 cents. Thank you very much.
Well, that's wonderful. No. But I'm wondering if there's somebody famous who read your book.
I get notes, and internet is so interesting, but
Right.
I get letters and notes from people that say, I read your book, and I've got my first commercial, and now I've done 30 and whatever. And I always say, that's great. You give me credit. Send me 10%. That would be fine. Send me 10%.
That's maybe what you should have done, was become an agent, right?
No.
No, you got into better things instead.
But it was good. It was really serving a purpose more than anything else. My background's teaching. I taught high school, college, in acting. I have a master's in theater. And I couldn't do that anymore when I started acting full time. And I was teaching high school in Pico Rivera, California.
I don't know where this is.
It's in East LA.
East LA, all right.
Yes. And lo and behold, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't teach. And it's my first love. And so I thought, well, what can I do to help fill that void and make me not quite feel as guilty about teaching school? But teaching school doesn't pay very well.
Right.
And so I opted for money. And so I wrote the book about it. And it's been used as a textbook in colleges and universities. And
It's all kinds of information. There's
I'll leave that
photos of
copy
you.
for you.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
An
I'd love to-
entirely new career.
You know, I should start doing commercials. I could
Entirely
be the
new
next
career.
Ronald McDonald. Right, look at this face. You know, I'd make a good clown, I think. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe I should do the Toyota.
Yeah, Toyota.
I can jump sometimes. Now, you know who'd be a good spokesman for McDonald's would be Tangela. No, you're going to meet her soon, Tangela. She's trouble, but she can sell burgers.
And she's got a McDog, too.
She's got a McDog, yes. she
Ronald
does.
McDonald.
All right. Well, fantastic. What do you say we wrap up this film?
Good.
And find out more about your winery and what you're doing next when we come
Find
back.
out what happened to William Shatner.
That's right.
Edge of my chair.
Edge of all our chairs. We'll be back after the end of the film. Do not go away after the credits roll, because you know what it means. We're going to be back here. Tangela's going to be sitting here, and if you're not here, what are we going to do?
If you're not here, you'll have bad luck the rest of your life.
There you go. Off we go. See you soon.
This is Livingston, and you're watching Creature Features. Stay tuned. And so ends the horror at 37,000 feet. You know, I love that shot of Shatner flying out the window. It's such a bad special effects, but it's so good that it's bad, or it's so bad that it's good. One of the two. Did you like the film?
And he came back to do Boston Legal and all those other things.
Well,
Hard to believe.
Right. No, he was great in that film.
He was great.
He was great in that film. Anyways, Squire, so you've got a vineyard, Glen Lyon.
Glen Lyon.
And you make wine.
We do. We've been doing that for 35 harvests.
Tell me, do you have any fresh wine?
Fresh.
Right. No, I go to the market every day looking for fresh wine, and all I find is stale date 1995, stale date 2000.
That's too old. I'll go to whites and rosé, and they're probably pretty fresh.
Pretty fresh?
Yeah,
right.
we just bottled our 22s.
I'm going to come see you.
That's from last harvest.
Right, yeah. It's hard to find fresh wine around here. You know, I live in the wine country. You think I could get fresh wine, and it's almost impossible. But if you have a friend in the business. So how do we find out more about Glen Lyon?
You could go online. Just look, it's spelled Glenlyon. It's the historic birthplace of my wife's family from Scotland.
Oh, nice. And you've been doing this since Ronald McDonald?
1985, 86.
Right.
That's when we moved here.
How wonderful. That's perfect. So you're going to continue doing that. No more acting for you.
No.
But
no, our daughter took over. She was on Broadway.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, she did the Pee Wee Herman show on Broadway, Avenue Q.
She did the Pee Wee Herman show.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, Paul Rubens is a great guy.
I met him once. No, he's a very nice.
Nice
I did not
man.
know it was him. He goes, oh, my name's Paul. And I mean, oh, nice.
He really took care of Lexi, our daughter.
Right, that's wonderful.
But she's very talented. But she's taking over the winery with her husband now. She just had twin girls 3 weeks ago.
Oh my goodness, congratulations.
Yeah, so my
so
grandpa
is this
3
your
times.
first time being a grandpapa?
The second, because the first
time?
one was the 3-year-old little girl, and now we've got 2 more.
Good for you. You don't have time to be Ronald McDonald anymore. You've got your hands full.
And be a
Well, it's
grandpa.
been an absolute pleasure having you on the show.
It was
We hope
delightful.
to see you again here soon. And if not, you're going to see me find some fresh wine at your vineyard. And thank you again.
And I'm
for
really
coming.
sorry about William Shatner.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. He's in a better place. All right, and as far as you guys are concerned, thank you so much for watching our program. You know, they could have been watching that Pinocchio show, and instead they stayed with us, which is wonderful. So don't forget, we'll be back next week. Different movie, different guest. We don't know what it is, but it's going to be fun. So have a wonderful rest of the week, and don't forget, we love you. See you next time.
Same dog, different guest.
That's right. So, Squire, you know, I was wondering, you know, you've got some friends at the McDonald Land Company. Maybe you can suggest a new character for their show.
That is a great idea. They can certainly use that dog.